In the end of the day, Vitality take this series. It took them a little bit more time maybe than they expected, but right now I'm joined by dupreeh. dupreeh, I don't really have too many questions regarding the second and third map because you won it, but I do have a question about Nuke, because previously on your roster you had Misura, who was responsible for ramp on the city side. Now I've noticed that Apex is actually in that spot. Is it like way harder for him to actually call from that position, and that's the reason why it was so hard to get to protect your city, your sides on the city side?
No, actually not. I think Nuke comes down to communication, and we are still trying to improve as a roster in terms of in that department. Like, we need to be a lot better with the communication. And I mean, fnatic just played really well. Like, they got a lot of the opening kills, and they could play the rotations, and that just ends. Like, if you don't really have a good plan and things start to get a little bit shaky on the C side, it's very easy for them to get holes everywhere and play off the rotations, and that's what they did. So I think fnatic just played really well, and we just need a little bit more time. So in hindsight, it was a fully deserved win for fnatic.
Well, the roster they have right now at the moment actually only ended forming a month ago, because for sure I think that he's been with them for 28 days, which means that maybe before EPL the only officials that you have from them is the one during the open qualifier. Did you actually use any of those demos?
A little bit. I mean, we always want to do our best in terms of preparing, but obviously it's the start of the season, and there's a lot of new teams, a lot of new players you don't really know too much about, and you don't really know how they approach the game. And at this stage of Counter-Strike, it's become a big mind game in some sense. Okay, they may have done the same pistol round 2 times in a row. They're going to do the 3rd time because they think that we're going to change something. And it's always back and forth, and sometimes it's just a big gamble. But yeah, so we always want to try and work around analyzing the opponent as much as possible. So yeah, I guess that's the answer for that.
Yeah, but tomorrow we're gonna have the series of the week is gonna be you against NaVi, and we noticed you have Ancient as your perma-ban, but so far NaVi was not really successful on this map. Is there a possibility that you'll actually not first ban it, maybe leave it for the second ban, just to get a little bit more control over the veto?
Of course, we're gonna pick Ancient tomorrow. So that's just a clear answer for that. The clear answer for that. Answer Ancient. Yeah, so. But it's going to be a good match. I mean, NaVi, we played them last week in Copenhagen, and it was kind of close. I'd say we still lost 2-0, but it was a close game. And I mean, I don't think NaVi is in their super top shape right now. I think they still need to. I wouldn't say get back from vacation or anything, but you could definitely see that NaVi is not always playing as NaVi should, but they are always this top dog that can just show up and play a really good Counter-Strike. But I still think they need to sharpen the blades a little bit. But overall, I still think we go into the game tomorrow as underdogs, even though we are 3-0 in the group right now. Yeah, but it's going to be interesting as always, so I just hope for a good match.
But they lost 2 endpoints today. Does it give you maybe a little bit more hope?
I don't know. I mean, Counter-Strike is just right now in a place, and it's been that for a long time, in my opinion, that it's just there are no bad teams anymore. And also it's really rare that you see bad players standing out and everything. It's just so competitive right now. You look at the group and say okay, Endpoint is the clear underdog of this group, and all of a sudden they go out and beat NaVi. They were 0-2 down, they go beat NaVi, which is really impressive, and you just can't count out anyone. And I don't know if NaVi underestimated Endpoint today or what happened, or Endpoint just played really well. I don't know, it could be a mix of both. But I just think it's so important that you don't underestimate anyone. You need to prepare the same way, you need to play the same way, you need to keep up the grind, because if you don't, then you're going to lose.
And you're going to lose. Well, I'm looking forward to see what kind of NaVi we're going to see tomorrow. Right now, not delay you any longer, because maybe you want to do still last-minute preparations. Thank you very much for the interview, and one more time, congratulations.